had SummerSlam event. Today's training number 212. 212. Topic title for today is the power of discipline. Guys, get ready to take some notes. I'm going to give you guys some nuggets. I'm very excited to share this with you on social media as well as Zoom. I am going to do a share screen. Now, if you're on the Instagram or you're on the Zoom and you're not able to see the screen, I am going to give you access to the slides today to make sure that each and every one of you, I'll show you exactly how to do that. So you should be able to see the slides if you're on the Zoom right now. But again, this was a training I did in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Hopefully you guys who were watching were there. If you weren't there, hopefully you were on the virtual event. But if you weren't, that is the purpose as to why I'm jumping in and covering this on the call. Now, how many of you want to double your income? If you want to double your income, go to the chat, go to the comments, put a 111 if you want to double your income. Now, I had somebody say, Brandon, wouldn't you want to 10x your income? Yeah, before you 10x your income, you actually have to double it, triple it, quadruple it. Does that make sense? Like if you're making $2,000 a month right now, obviously you want to get to 4 and then 8 and then 10 and beyond, right? And so the reason why I asked this is because this is something I've done myself. I doubled it and tripled it and quadrupled it, but you have to start somewhere. You have to get to the income that you want, and you got to double it and then triple and quadruple it. You can turn an annual income into a monthly income. I promise you that that's something that can happen for you. You can turn an annual income into a monthly income if you decide to do it. You surround yourself with the right people. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, the first thing that I tell people is that your ability to discipline yourself, to set clear goals, is the number one thing that you can do to guarantee your success. Yes, you've got to have vision. Yes, you've got to have consistency. All of those things are important, right? But the thing is you've got to discipline yourself to actually set the goals. A lot of times people tell me I got goals, but the goals are in their head. They got to be on your phone. They got to be on the wallpaper on your phone, your desktop. They got to be around you. They got to be on the mirror. I promise you, if you don't have the goals in front of you somewhere, you probably are very unlikely to achieve those goals. I'm just being honest with you. Okay. Now, some of you might, but most people, they don't even have any goals. All right. Their goals to make it to the weekend, right? That's called sight, not vision. So this is the number one thing. I've done it since I was a teenager, since I was going through middle school. I was setting goals. And guess what? Every goal that I set out when I was 19 years old, all the way till today, at 41, I have accomplished all those goals. Now I have new goals, but all of those ones I set out, I accomplished every single one. And I can tell you that surely would not have happened had I not set the goals, because I would not have had a bar to work towards, right? If Roger Bannister didn't say, I want to do the 4-minute mile, he would have never run the 4-minute mile. Does that make sense? If Michael Jordan didn't see that Larry Bird Magic Johnson had done a repeat, so 1, 2 in a row, he wouldn't have gone for 3 in a row more than likely. He said, I want to do 3 in a row because Magic and Larry and Isaiah had never done it, right? So this is why you guys want to set clear goals. Now, I tell people as well that discipline is the cure for excusitis. Everybody's got it. You know, there are people that are making excuses today, even excuses as to why they did not show up to this call. Now, if they're at work or something, that's a little bit different. But it is the cure for excusitis. I've become a very disciplined person over the years. All right. It's not just in my DNA. It is something that I have called myself to do. If you want to be successful, Brandon, you want to get to these different levels with your fitness, your business, your marriage, and all that stuff, then you've got to be disciplined. I wanted to be the uncommon father, the uncommon husband, the uncommon businessman, the uncommon spiritual leader, right? It is a cure for excusitis. It's also the key to a great life, a great business, and great trading. Now, if you want to have a common life, an average life, you want to have an average business, you'll go out of business. You want to do average in trading, you're not going to make it in trading. And that's why I say that discipline is one of these major things that if you want to live a life like a great life and a life filled with happiness, purpose, and fulfillment, then you're going to want to work on your discipline. All right. Okay. Just for a question here, put a 222 inside the chat or the comments if any of you have struggled with trading because of a lack of discipline and risk management. Maybe you have over leveraged your accounts. You're doing a percentage of risk that's too high, right? You're just not disciplined. You're doing revenge market. You want to get back at the market, right? You're putting in more trades. You're getting in desperation mode. Guess what? everybody could raise their hands. I've done it before myself, right? And the thing is that people put themselves in a position where now they have no money to trade. They have to start over. This is what I want to talk to you guys about today, because we're specifically talking about trading in the business building side and how the discipline is going to work on both and how you can actually balance both at the same time. Because I get asked all the time, how do you balance your trading and your business building, your fitness, your family, and all of those kinds of things? That's what I'm going to cover with you guys today. Okay. Now, here's one final quote before I go over the steps. Discipline leads to lasting success in life, business, and trading. Now, the key word here is lasting. You don't want a 3-day check, 3-week check, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. You want a check that's ongoing. You want to be doing continuous withdrawals from your business or your trading account as you're starting to build that, right? You want every Friday checks to come in from the business side, right? It's called lasting success. You also want whole life success. You don't want to get rich and build your finances at the cost of your marriage, your relationship. You don't want to hit ranks at the cost of your health. You don't want to build a trading account, barely getting any sleep, and realize that you've lost all your friendships and relationships. This is why you need discipline, right? And that's why I say it creates lasting success. We want long-term checks, long-term trading accounts. You don't want to keep starting over. I promise you. You don't want to keep starting over, because eventually you will give up if you keep starting over. Okay. All right. So these are the 7 steps, guys. I'm going to give you the 7 steps that I've personally done. Now, these are steps that I have done myself. Okay. I would not share steps with you that I have not personally done for my own personal life. Okay. Because it's one thing for me to tell you, hey, you need to become more disciplined. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. But then the sun rises the following day, right? And you go back to being, I'm not a morning person. I'm this, I show up late and all that kind of stuff. These are the steps I've taken to become more disciplined. Step number 1, go ahead and write this down, is you want to expose your mind to positive, uplifting audios, books, and so forth. I started that at 19. If it were not for personal development, I do not know where I'd be at today. Yes, you have to have that belief. I believe in a creator, supreme being, and obviously that makes a difference, right? But the audios, feeding my faith, the fire of my faith, every day, listening to those books. Look, I've wanted to quit 1,000 times as an entrepreneur. So have you. You've wanted to quit trading, quit business, quit your marriage, quit the health, quit the exercise and all that, right? But I am feeding, I'm putting that fire into my faith every day that I listen to. Yes, you can. And yes, you will. You're going to make it. Every setback's a setup for a comeback. Your test becomes your testimony, right? This is why the books and the audios that I start every single day, when I do it every morning, it tells me to keep on going, that you are going to make it, that you were designed for accomplishment, that you were engineered for success, that you're endowed with the seeds of greatness. Guys, it is the number 1 thing I've done more than skill set is the personal development. Number 2, very important. You want to hang out and associate on social media and offline with positive, uplifting people. Now, some of you may say, yeah, but what if you're in a relationship where they're not very uplifting or supportive of what you do? That's a whole nother training. Now, I've got one on my YouTube channel for that, okay? Whether it's your spouse, family, coworkers, whatever. Sometimes you have to create distance with people. If they are not uplifting, sometimes you have to eliminate them altogether. Guys, you cannot afford to be around people who are not supportive of your dreams and goals, who do not uplift your life. You don't have to announce it to them, I'm getting rid of you. You just create distance. You slow down on responding on texts and phone calls and messages and all that. They'll get the point. You don't want to talk to them. You need eagles in your life. You need uplifting people in your life. Okay. Stop hanging out with people who are not lifting. If these individuals are dragging you down, either get rid of them or create distance. Okay. Number 3, determine how badly that you want your goals. Determine how badly you want. If you really want your goals, put a 333 inside the chat. It must be something that's almost painful. You want them so bad. See, for me, I really wanted my goals. I wanted that dream home, the dream car, the dream life, vacations, the wife, and all that stuff. It almost was painful to me. That's how bad I wanted it. Like I said, if I can't get these, it's not that I can't be happy, but I will feel like that I did not necessarily maybe reach that potential that I had inside of me. Does that make sense? 333. If you feel like you want them really, really bad, for me, I've got some new goals. These are goals I want really bad. Now, like the Apostle Paul in the New Testament, he said, with all things I do, I remain content. So he's remaining happy regardless. I'm happy and grateful now for my life right now. I'm not waiting for a goal to be reached and then be happy. I'm fulfilled, purpose driven, and all that stuff right now, but I'm excited for the future. Does that make sense? Like, I want those goals, but I'm excited right now. I'm happy right now, but I'm excited for the future when my goals are going to come to pass and they're on the way. Now, key number 4, this one, guys, is really, really important. A lot of times we talk about visualizing yourself being a chairman, 6-7-figure trader, and all that stuff. You probably have not heard of this one. Visualize yourself already in possession of the discipline that is required to reach your goals. Think of that you are a morning person, that you are on time, all right, that you are abundant, that you are already healthy, or that health is on its way. You see what I'm saying? It is the discipline that is required. You want to look at yourself that you're already in possession of it, that you do wake up at a good time, right? That you do get an exercise and eat the good food, that you are in possession. You actually see yourself in your mind's eye that you are already in possession of that discipline that is required to reach the goals, because that's what it's going to take, the visualization with the actions. But you've got to call the things that are not as though they already were. That means you've got to visualize in advance that you already have the discipline that it's going to take to show up on Zoom calls, to go to the events, to do those calls, to do the trading, all the stuff that you don't feel like doing. But remember, you act in spite of your mood. I act in spite of my mood. I don't care if I'm motivated. I have daily rituals, routines, and habits. I act in spite of my mood. Okay. Number 5, set small, achievable goals to create momentum and confidence. Let me tell you what I say about this. I have had some people argue with me on this, say, no, you guys set these massive goals and I'm going chairman 750. Let me tell you something about the science behind that. Your mind will tell you, because it can conceive and believe and achieve and all that, I'm going chairman 750, but you haven't even hit platinum 150. Why don't we focus on platinum 600,000 or a $10,000 trading account or whatever? Set small, achievable goals. Now, let me tell you why. It's like paying down credit cards, car loans, house loans, and any other debt. This creates momentum. As you are achieving these smaller goals on the way to your ultimate goal, it creates what? Confidence. Confidence is everything, okay? Because if you're a confident person, it's easier for you to succeed with what you're doing and endure the hard times. Momentum is created. That's why with credit cards, they tell you don't just pay off the highest interest. They tell you to pay off the smallest debts first. Why? To create the momentum effect so that you will keep on going. Guys, set those smaller, achievable goals, because you say it causes you to stretch, right? But in your mind, you're saying, I think I can do that. Yeah, I can totally get that done. I can hit P150, P600. I can get $1,000 in my trading account, 2,000. If all of a sudden you say 100,000 or $1 million, the brain says, that's not going to happen. You say chairman 750, the brain says, you barely even know anybody. You barely even have a social media following. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, you don't even start. You go to the gym, you say, I'm going to have 5% body fat when you have 23%. Why not work it down to my first goal? My first achievable goal is I'm going to get it down to 20%. And this is how long it's going to take for me to get there. This is my goal. You see what I'm saying? All right. So important on that one. Number six, become accountable to somebody you respect. This one's important. I have a call every week with someone that I really respect. They are my accountability partner. They're my accountability coach. I actually pay them money to counsel with them. And I let them know what's going on. They then give me the feedback that I need to hear, not that I want to hear. Sometimes it could be a little bit painful. You got to start doing this and you got to stop doing that. Okay, guys, get yourself an accountability partner, somebody that you actually respect. It could be someone in the business right now, someone that you work with. You need somebody to help you accountable, because I always tell people goals without accountability are probably goals that are not going to be achieved. So you need accountability in your life, and it needs to come from a coach, a trainer, whatever, that's going to give you that advice that say, look, you got to stop farting around with this. You got to get serious. This is what you need to do. And you say, okay, coach, I will absolutely go and do it. Someone to report back to, much better chance of you actually reaching your goals. Otherwise, Michael Jordan wouldn't have had a coach. Tiger Woods wouldn't have had a coach. Heck, Tony Robbins has got a coach. He's one of the most motivating people ever, and he's got a coach. Okay. So that success leaves clues, right? Number 7, take massive action. No thing great ever is accomplished without massive action. And I say that no thing great right? There's lots of things that are accomplished, but things that are great. It takes massive action. Amateurs start, professionals launch. Okay. You got to make sure that you are in a position right now, guys, that you are in a position right now to where you can see yourself as already obtaining what it takes so that you can put in the massive action, because you've got to see those goals in advance, right? You got to see the goals in advance. Take the massive action, because success loves speed. You can't, it's not just the slow and steady win the race. Well, maybe with some things, not with what we're doing. Massive, disciplined, consistent action. Write that down. Massive, consistent, disciplined action. It takes laser focus and consistency coupled with that massive action to be successful. Yes, you've got to have vision, right? You got to have, that's the first thing. You got to have vision that you can actually do it. All right. That belief in life, all of us, you and me, are going to suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One weighs ounces, the other weighs tons. And I can tell you, I promise you, that the pain of discipline that I've had for many, many years and that I've cultivated and over my life have become even more disciplined, has got me the marriage I wanted, has got me the health that I wanted for my physique. It has got me the happiness, the money, the children, the family vacations, my friends. I just spent over $40,000 cash for the last month for my family to go on vacation. 40,000 USD paid for, no debt. We just got back from Hawaii. My family's traveling. I've been in 40 countries. My wife has been in over 20, paid for in cash. Was the pain of the discipline worth it? Yes, no question about it. It was absolutely worth it. Was the pain of going to the gym and eating right worth it? Yes. I weigh pretty much the same as when I graduated high school in 1999. I'm pretty much the same weight. If you look at me from 10 years ago, I pretty much look the same because of the discipline with the eating, the water, the exercise, getting myself to bed on a good time. You see what I'm saying? You're going to suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Guys, you got to realize that success cannot be owned. It can only be rented, and rent is due every freaking day. It's due every day. Put in the discipline. Become the most disciplined, consistent person that you know. Become the most disciplined, consistent person that you know. And I promise you that you will not be successful, but that you will be happy. And that is my message for you guys today. If you want to get a copy of what I've gone over, go to Brandon Boyd Official on Instagram. Again, it's Brandon Boyd Official on Instagram. Let me know that you want to get the recording, the video, as well as the PDF. I'm going to give that to you guys today as soon as everything is up and rendered. I appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. Guys, let's make it happen. Let's be disciplined individuals so that we can get to that happiness, the goals, the fulfillment, the purpose-driven life that we're looking for. It's going to take discipline to get there, and I promise you it's going to be worth it. With that, guys, I'll go ahead and close the session. Have a fantastic Tuesday, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.